My name is Anthony Johnson. I'm an independent singer-songwriter. And just basically what got me into music was I feel like I was born into it. I really feel like that growing up in music, like my grandparents, my parents, everything that I was surrounded with. I became a musician when I was about 5 years old. I started teaching myself different instruments. I play about 12 different instruments now. The first time that I can really think back, I was probably 3 or 4 years old, and hearing my grandparents and my dad sing together and hearing my mom join in on them and just hearing these harmonies and these instruments all in sync, it raised the hairs on the back of my neck, and it was something that it spoke right to my soul. I mean, it bypassed the heart, it bypassed the ears, and it went straight into my spirit. It spoke to a part of me that said, this is exactly what I want to do. This is exactly what I want to devote my life to. I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and my grandpa used to, his guitar was way too big for me. So what he would do is he would take this little small guitar and he would tune it to this open chord. I would travel around with him and he'd put me up on a stool and he'd just tell me to strum. So I'd just strum this one chord over and over and over. Well, I got tired of playing that one chord over and over and over. So I remember setting it down on my lap, and I took my thumb because my hands were too tiny to chord. So I put it down on my lap and I would put my thumb over it and I would start playing these different chords. And whenever I found them, like what I heard in my head and what I found on the fretboard, I went nuts, and I wanted more of that. I'm like, okay, well, I found this one. I wonder what else is in there. So music is a universal language. It can tell stories that you can't with words. Let's say you're playing something on one side of the world. It can communicate on the other side of the world. It can break so many boundaries. It can say so many emotions. It can communicate so many different things. And there's never an end to what it can say. And I've always said that whenever words fail, music can tell the story. Without music, I would definitely have sunk into some very dark places, to be completely honest. There's a way that you can communicate with music that you can't communicate with anything else. There's a place that you can go inside music. There are avenues that you can explore with music that you can't with anything else, and it's so fluid. But I can definitely say the world will be a very, very dark place without it. I am an acoustic Americana guy, so I mean that's my absolute favorite. Something that's raw, something that I keep going back to stories, but it's something that really helps tell it. I grew up playing a lot of bluegrass and southern gospel, country. Like I grew up, my grandparents used to tour with a couple of Grand Ole Opry artists. Having that barnyard style get together, sit down with your guitars and just play and sing that was my roots. I found myself kind of going away from it for a little while, and I feel like I've done kind of like a complete 360 coming back around to it. I feel like I've taken a lot of influences from different avenues that I've went down. Beethoven would use vibrations from the floor and vibrations from the piano after he went deaf. But to be able to hear the subtle nuances of a note and to be able to know where those notes are going, to fully encompass the feeling in what those notes are communicating, that's where your hearing comes into play, is you can hear the beat of a drum, you can hear the string of a violin, you can hear the wind through a trumpet, you can hear those little subtle little things like that to be able to impact the emotion and impact your heartbeat. What I try to do is I try to communicate what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking, what I'm going through in the moment. Whenever I pick up a guitar, if I pick up an instrument, if I sit down at a piano, if I play a harmonica, if I play whatever, it's much like breathing, much like I'm speaking to you now. It is just so fluid to be able to talk to you. And it's the same way with music. It feels like that whenever I pick up a guitar, when I pick up any instrument, it's like talking, and it's just another language to me. I've been able to find ways to communicate with the guitar that I haven't been able to with other instruments. It's like a breath of fresh air, opening that case, pulling that guitar out, smelling the wood, smelling the strings, just holding it to myself, just closing my eyes and just letting it ring. Playing by ear, I can tune these 2 or 3 different tunings that I use to communicate certain feels for certain songs, and I can feel the vibration against me. I can hear the frequencies that the strings are vibrating to, and whenever I get to this certain tuning and I get to this certain note, it just opens up. It's like the world just opens up. On stage, to me, it's almost like coming home. Like just like music is home for me, the stage is home for me, because I'm able to stand there and have an experience with the audience. I'm having an experience of communication and dialogue with them, because I can feel what's coming from them and they can feel what's coming from me. So it's almost like this two-way conversation. It's very, very intimate. You bear a part of your soul to them whenever you're on stage. The importance of music to me, and sorry, trying not to get too emotional because it's getting a little real, but not having my hearing would be incomprehensible for me. It's like losing my voice and not being able to speak, or losing my hands and not being able to write. My world is encompassed with music, and not being able to experience that would be death for me. Being able to hear gives me such a peace, and it gives me the ability to go home where music is. It gives me that ability to communicate to other people where my home is. It allows me to go back to that first moment that I heard. It is timeless. It is like breath to my lungs. It is everything that I am. Before you love somebody else, jump down off the shelf and wipe the fog from the glass. It's always been there, you see, changing ever gracefully, the reflection of an old familiar friend. Hello,